everyone. Today is a process video that I do not have a sketch or an inspiration layout or anything, at least not at this point, and I don't think I'm going to pull anything out because what I'm working with right here is the very last remnants of a couple of flavors of the month kits. I know one of them is February 2022. This is from the scrap room, by the way, from Pebbles Kit at Heart. The problem is I don't recall now this collection. So I'm sorry. I think it's an Echo Park, and I want to say it wasn't February. This one might have been January. But I happened to be like kind of cleaning out some of my stuff over there, and I thought, oh, I've got only just a few little pieces of this stuff. And these kind of went together because this stripe here and this yellow goes. And then I had these little font title deals that came with this one. And I'm thinking I can work with these little scraps of things. And then I had a couple pictures of my husband, which I thought he looked really cute. And then there's this navy cardstock, which I just love navy cardstock. So anyway, my thinking is, the only thing I have in the way of ephemera is this darn little icicle pop deal. There is some flowers in a donut, but I don't know that I'm going to use those. I'm going to have to see about that. However, there's cameras, and I started fussy cutting, and I thought maybe I could use these. I'm not sure yet. Again, I don't have a sketch or anything, so I'm just going to have to play with this. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm kind of imagining, this is my white cardstock. I did have a full sheet of that. Everything else is basically scraps. And I'm kind of thinking in my head, I'm going to like tear or something. And then maybe this little guy is going to come down like along here maybe or something. And then I had this little thing. I just cut it out of this thinking, okay, maybe I could use this as a title. But again, I don't have this figured out yet, y'all. So let me get started. I'm going to put this on stop for just a second, figure myself out just a little, and then turn the camera on. Because I kind of like this where it says you got this today, but I don't want this on top of this. So I need to kind of piddle. I need to think on it. So, but this is what I'm starting with. All right, talk soon. Okay, I technically already have the plan. I'm going to tear those papers on the left side there, but I decided I wanted to do some mixed media behind the photograph because I wanted to somehow, just having the torn papers on the left-hand side, I still need to connect the pictures some kind of way. And I did a video, I think you'll see this after that one, where we actually scrap lifted somebody, and she used this old Stampin' Up! Stamp that looks kind of grungy-ish. And now she used Distress Oxide, but I'm going to use Distress ink here. And it looks kind of like the packaging technique, and it keeps me out of trouble because I don't end up squishing it all over the place. It kind of keeps a little more focused, or a little more intentional, maybe is the right word. So I decided I'm going to do that technique again because I actually really like it, and I think it works well. Now, I am using my Distress Oxide. Excuse me, that's a lie. Distress ink. I'm so sorry, I can't read the name of it, but it's basically a navy blue, kind of a navy bluish. And I go ahead and just put that down there, and I do 3 of them basically just with new ink, and then I kind of do the fade, ink with that backward. Then I have this Danny Zuko's Jeans, I think is the name of this color. I've used it quite a bit. It's a blue. And I just kind of sprinkle it on there. And now what makes me a little bit sad is I never wait long enough. So honestly, it looks really dark navy, which I love when I start, but I'm never patient enough, and I always blot it, and it lightens it up quite a bit. And I've never waited long enough to see if I just let it dry, would it stay dark? It's not a big deal because there is a light blue on the rainbow paper there, which is kind of what I'm using as my guide from papers, colors or whatever. But still, I'm always thinking in my head going, Christine, you should just wait and see if it's going to turn navy or not, because I never wait long enough. And then I'm going to go ahead and tear these papers. I did use this little branding strip, or I think it was a branding strip. It's either a strip of the paper. I don't even remember now. Just to create a straight edge, and then I'm going to do this torn edge on these other papers. And I'm just going to kind of work my way backwards here. Now, the yellow has a white core, and the little rainbow has a little white core. The blue does not. It's a solid blue cardstock, so it's going to have a solid, it does not have a white core. And I think that looks kind of cool up against the yellow. So I'm just going to basically make my way backwards on these papers. Now, the other thing I did do, or I did notice, and I don't think you'll notice it maybe until I went to go glue them down, but the little yellow polka dot there is just a hair under 12 inches. And y'all, I make this whole layout. I take the video, the pictures, the whole 9 yards, thinking to myself, well, I knew here it was going to be too short, and I thought I'll just trim off that little baby bit, when I get ready to do the pictures and whatnot. And then I completely forgot. So you're going to see the whole thing. It's all done, everything. So if you happen to notice that yellow is just a little bit shorter, rest assured I did correct it before I put it in my album. But here's where I'm just kind of creating my layers, and I do trim it back a little. There's no sense in having, you know, going all the way to the edge for the other 3 colors. So that's my layers right there, and I really like that. Now I've got this navy blue photo mat, and I had got the pictures, and I trimmed them down enough to fit inside there. And then I'm going to use this yellow to make a middle mat. I actually mat the pictures 3 times because I used the navy, the yellow, and then that blue on blue color there. I didn't use it anywhere else, that blue on blue, but that's okay because the colors go pretty well. So anyway, I'm going to create my little photo mats here. I don't usually show y'all this much detail just because, well, I really don't know why. It just seems like it's a little boring to me. But on the other hand, in this case, because this didn't actually take me that long, again, when I use scraps like this and you don't have much to, it's not like you can't be creative. You can, but you're kind of limited sometimes with, you know, you can't do certain go-to designs like, you know, big L's or this or that. So it doesn't take me terribly long. The thing that takes me the longest, if I'm 100% honest with you guys on this layout, is finding the darn embellishments. I didn't have anything really other than what I showed you in the little intro, and I end up deciding none of those are going to work. That being said, so I've got this photo mat here, and I started to put it down, and honestly, the yellow looked okay, but that light blue on blue, I felt like it was getting kind of lost, so I decided I'm going to ink the edges with this Distress ink to make them kind of distinct a little bit. So I'm going to go, I just did the yellow, and now I'm going to cut my blue down here, and then I'm going to do the edges of that as well, and that actually turns out pretty good. Anyway, so what was I saying? Oh, my embellishments. I couldn't find nothing. I decided I started off, I was kind of messing around with those little popsicle deals because I thought they were kind of cute. And he is making an iced drink. So this is my husband. He looks so cute. I was so proud of him. We've opened a nutrition club, and he is an IT guy, and this has not been his thing. And he and I have gone up there and worked. We have day jobs. So for us, it's a weekend type deal to own the business and work in it. And bless his little heart, he has to read recipes, and he has to make the little drinks, and there's a certain texture and a certain flavors. And he did so good, y'all. I was so impressed with him. You know, I kind of teased him a little bit because he's tried to do it before, but he didn't really, I don't know if he just didn't really try. I don't think he tried because he did real good the other day. And I told him, I said, I think he goes, y'all always tease me about not too smart or something like that, which is not true. But anyways, he said all that. And I go, you know, I think you just try not to be good at it. And so, because you're doing good today, because he did real good. And he made this drink, and it was an orange drink and everything. And I was so proud of him. So I'm kind of giving him a little kudos on this little layout here. So I've decided here's where my branding strip's going to go. And then I realized that is so crooked, y'all. So I pull out my T-square. I put my T-square up there, and I try to organize it against it. And then I go to lay down the other sheet of paper, and I realize it still looks crooked. I'm like, how did you do that? Here's where I lay that down there, and I go, that's still crooked. So I have to pull my T-square back out again, and I think maybe it's just in there crooked. So I don't know how I did that, y'all. I really don't. I don't know if I just laid it funny or what. So I lay it back down next to my T-square, and then I take my yellow piece, and I'm going to do the same thing. And this is where I realize it is just a little too short. It's probably, I don't know, maybe an 1/8 inch, I think it is. So I lay it down, and I have to pull my T-square back out because it's definitely crooked again. I usually have a fairly good eye, and I guess I had a good eye in the sense I knew it was crooked. I just didn't take the time to make it straight. But you can see that little bit at the top, the little baby bit at the top up there that's too short. But again, in my mind, I was going, I'm just going to just trim it back. It won't be a big deal. And like I said, I go through this whole layout and forget to do it until I start putting the album. I go, oh my gosh, I didn't trim that off. So I had to fix it. So anyway, I've got this, this is a bit of a go-to design in my mind, these little torn edges on the side, or you can do it from the bottom or whatever. This is a bit of a go-to in my mind, but I've got my picture now matted. I've got my torn thing, and I'm looking at this little card. I kind of want that title, You Got This Today, but I don't want that cactus. But I'm not ready to do anything about it just yet. So then I decided I want the picture on foam. Go figure. It needs a little distinction, right? Because he's doing so good. I want to be given the credit on it. So I put it up on foam, and I'm setting it there. And I decided, yeah, that cactus has got to go. So I take it back, and it just says, You've Got This Today. And I kind of start piddling with this friggin' popsicle deal. And in my head, I'm thinking, okay, I'll use it as a back behind that. I actually ended up putting it on the upper right corner. I kind of moved that thing all over the place. But I really like that card as the title, and I didn't want to take away from the title. And then I started thinking, okay, well, you got to figure out where you're going to put your embellishments even once you do find them. So I started just kind of setting stuff down, and then I thought, oh, I'm going to make the title. So I decided to scuff the edges of that in a second because I'm looking at it, and I go, you just look a little plain. I don't necessarily want to do a ton to it, but I needed to do something. It just looked odd just sitting there with nothing going on around it. So I go ahead and scuff the edges of it. Plus, it kind of goes in with the tears on the paper. And I'm going to end up calling this thing, Honey, You Got This Today. And I thought that was so cute. I do go digging for embellishments, and you'll see in a minute the little extra I add to it. I'll point it out. It's so cute. But anyway, the title is going to be Honey, You Got This Today. And I really like these little letters. They're kind of this puffy foam letter thing, or puffy letters. It came in the little scrap room kit. I suspect it's part of the Pebbles collection. I didn't dig into it too deeply to see what Pebbles is offering with that collection, but I suspect it's part of that. So it says, Honey, You Got This Today. Then I'm going to look again, and I'm going to go and glue that down. I didn't decide to put it on foam. I thought about it for a brief second, and I thought, no, you got your picture on foam. Just let that alone. So I got that camera up there. It's a little bit of a placeholder. So now I've gone off. I did go digging. I think I've picked out my embellishments at this point. So now I'm going to glue my stuff down. I think I've set them off to the side because it took me probably 10-15 minutes to dig through my stuff. I couldn't find nothing that really just struck me. I did find this little sticker on a sticker sheet, one of my random sticker sheets. It says Small Victories. I thought that was really cute because he's so proud of himself for making that drink. Then I realized that picture's totally crooked, so there's my square ruler again, and I fixed that up. Like I said, I've got the eye enough to know that it is crooked, and then I have to fix it. Then I decide, okay, I've got this little, I think it's, do I put the little thumb? Yeah, I think this is my little thumbs up, my little okay or whatever okay, it just says thumbs up. It's just kind of giving him a thumbs up, right? And then I had found this little piece of ephemera. There's my cat, y'all. I got to move her. I found this little piece of ephemera that says Create Beauty. It was actually in a scrapbooking to document, what am I trying to say? A kit to document if you're scrapbooking or creating or something. But I thought it was kind of a good little fit here because he is creating a little beautiful tea. And then I had this little heart. It is adorable. I don't know if it's Doodlebug or not. It's kind of that same flavor, but no, actually, I'm so sorry. It's Simple Stories because it came out of the, I had like a little love or like a Valentine-y type chipboard set of stickers from the Scrap Room's collection from February, and that was in there, and I thought, oh, that's really cute. And then I found out these Jelly Bean Soup, these really old sequins with glue dots on the back of them. They're real handy because you don't have to put your own glue dots, and you don't have to deal with a bunch of extra stuff. I found these little, like, I don't know if I call them navy, but they're a darker blue, and I thought that looked kind of cool. Trying to use up those a little bit too because I've had those 100 years, but I do like them. I start to stick that one sequence there. I ended up moving it because it looked a little strange to me. I have to kind of readjust it. It needs to go up. So I do move it. I'm kind of contemplating that for just a second. So I'm going, okay, I've got my sequence. My problem was I did not have another little tiny one. I had two tiny ones, and I prefer another tiny one, but I didn't have it. So I had to get that size, and I just glue it down. The rest of them are stuck pretty good. That's actually all I do to this layout, y'all. That's a lie. I do put a little bit of journaling on there, but I don't do that on camera. It just says Greg learned to make teas in our new nutrition club. And then April 2022. He was so cute. So I'm going to slow it down, let you guys see it. Thank you so much for watching. This was kind of a quick one. I hope you guys have a great day, great week, and we'll see you next time. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.